Okay, all right, so let's do a practice problem. 26A. So I think it's the second tab, okay, because you're going to be asked to first set it up, account for certain expenses, and then the third part is, well, you want to increase the balance of the petty cash, okay? So just think about how you're going to how are you going to achieve that, okay? So why don't you work on this, and we'll try to wrap it up by the end of class. First transaction, June 1st to set it up. 7-1, whatever. Okay, so the first transaction is to debit petty cash, credit cash. Okay, so again, petty cash is this kind of sub account of cash that is representing the physical cash that we have in our office or whatever. So we're going to set it up with this journal entry. So now what we've done is we went to the ATM, we took $450 out of our bank account, and now we have it sitting somewhere in our office. Okay, so our total cash is unchanged. We've just moved it from one cash account, which is like, you can consider again, this is our bank account cash, and now we have physical cash, but the total cash globally is unchanged. Okay, so now throughout the month, the actual amount of cash is changing, right? Because we're spending it on stuff. You can see here it's numbered. And the reason why these tickets are numbered is like, let's say we had 102, 10, 101, 102, 104, and 105. We would know that 103 is missing, right? Because we have numbered tickets. So the numbering system will help us identify missing items. Okay. It will also prevent duplication, right? We didn't have it numbered. We might have two duplicates of the same transaction. And so the numbering system is like kind of this documentation control. Okay. So basically, when I replenish, I can just kind of copy and paste these. They're all going to be debits. Okay. I know they're all going to be debits. Okay, they're either going to be the purchase of assets or the expenditure of expenses. Okay, so I know all these amounts are going to be debits. Okay, and finally, I know how much cash I need to go to the ATM to replenish it because I have 310 in my bank or in that box. So how much do I need to go to the bank and get it back up to 450? If I have 310, want to have a total of 450 when I replenish this account, what is the math? What's 450 minus 310? 140. Okay. So I know that my bank account cash is going to get credited. I'm going to reduce the amount in my bank by $140 because I need to bring that physical cash to replenish this back up to 450. Okay. So now after this, my bank account is my impressed cash account balance is back up to 450. Now, is this journal entry valid? If I add these up, it's 145 debit, and I only have 140 credit. That means I need 5 more on the credit side to make this balance. And we're going to put that in cash, short, and over. Okay, so what does this mean? It means that I have tickets worth 145, but I only need $140 to replenish it, which means that one of these tickets, it was like the error where maybe I took $65 out for merchandise inventory, but it only cost me $60, and I put the $5 back in. So I was over by $5. Okay? Because again, if this had been exactly, if I had like 305, right? It would have exactly matched up, and I wouldn't have to have used the cash short and over. Does everyone agree with that? If I change this to 305 instead, how much would I have to go to the ATM to get? 145, right? If that was the case, I wouldn't need this because these debits sum up to 145 and this credit would have been 145. So really, theoretically, I should have had $305 in here, right? But since there is some mistake or something happened, I had more money than I should have theoretically had. Okay, everyone good with that? Understand? Okay. So I'm going to change this back. Okay, and then finally, it's saying to increase this balance to 475. So look, right now, I have in petty cash. If I go back up to the first journal entry, I have a debit $450. And what it's saying now is I want to have a balance in this of 475. So I want it to be 475. So what do I got to do to petty cash? Debit 25. Okay. So I'll debit this petty cash 25. And I'll just go to the bank and I'll get $25 more. All right. Yeah, so that's it. Pretty simple. I think the only tricky part is really dealing with this cash short and over. And the way I would do it is I would start off with how much cash do I need to go to the bank to replenish it back up to the balance, and that is just based on how much physical cash I have at the end of the month. So it's an easy subtraction problem. Just the balance minus how much cash I have. That will tell me that amount of cash. I'll have the tickets. So I just put the ticket amounts, and then to plug the gap between the debits and the credits, I will use cash short and over. So just set up the two things you know for sure. The cash short and over will be what follows based on that.